How's it gaming, guys? I'm Phil in the Blanks, and welcome to World of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. The sequel to Castle of Illusion, which we played last year, and the second of 4 of the Illusion games. 5 if you count the remake of Castle of Illusion for the 360 and PS3, like 10 years ago or so. But yeah, woo! I love that effect. That looks really cool. Very 3D if you saw the barrel kind of move. But yeah, this is World of Illusion, and in this one you can play as Donald Duck, which is I like how they've been doing that. They did with the Great Circus mystery, where it's like you can play as Mickey, but you can also play as Minnie. In this one, you can play as Donald Duck, so that's pretty cool. And that actually technically matters, so we'll get into that in a second. So yep, in we go. One night, Mickey and Donald were practicing for their big magic act. One of the magic tricks surprised Donald, and he fell backward, tipping over some scenery. Behind the scenery was a mysterious magic box with a drawn curtain. Ooh. Oh boy, if it works, we can use this in our magic act, said Donald. I don't know if that's such a good idea, replied Mickey, noticing a strange glow behind the curtain. But it was too late. Donald had already stepped inside. Poof, the curtain fluttered and Donald disappeared. Mickey stepped inside to inspect the box, and poof, he disappeared too. Booming laughter echoes as Mickey and Donald fell through the darkness, and an evil voice said, "You are good magicians in your world, but here in my world of magic, you'll have to learn many more tricks to find your way home. If you can find and defeat me, I will show you a way out of this magic box." Awesome. So, yeah, let's get into that. We're just doing one player. We're playing as Donald. They both have the same abilities, but things do change. We'll get into that in a second. But I do like this game because, first of all, look how beautiful this is. It looks fantastic. And you do have a weapon, which is the little like cape, like magic sheet or whatever that both Donald and Mickey have. So you do have offensive abilities other than just jumping on enemies like you did in the first game. But in the first game, it was like Castle of Illusions, and the illusion part of it... how do I do this? Oh, this is working. There we go. Down. The illusion part was like really not a big deal. This, I love that. It's World of Illusion. It makes sense. It's all about like magic, and not like just magic in the sense of magic, but like specifically like parlor magic, like magic tricks. Like my health are those cards at the top. When you defeat enemies, they turn into various magic items that a magician would have. You know, like a traditional stage magician would have. So that's kind of cute. I like that a lot. Like, what are enemies targeting to? Well, flowers in this one. But every level they change, or is it, I think maybe it's the enemy type, that they'll change into something different, and like sometimes they'll turn into cards, and sometimes they'll turn into like other things. I don't know, it's just a really cool little idea. I like it a lot. But the importance of choosing either Mickey or Donald, or a 2-player game, actually does matter. Each level, I didn't know this until I played through it as Mickey just to kind of play it. And I was like, oh, I'll play as Donald. And I noticed that the levels were different, kind of. Each level has like 3 acts, I guess you could say. They don't really like show, it's not like a thing where it says like level 1, act 2. But like right here, for example, I'm pretty sure this is a Donald specific area. So act 1 and act 3 are always the same. At least this is what I'm thinking it is. And then act 2 is dependent on who you're playing as. So this is a Donald specific area, I think. I forget the exact which levels are specific. And there's also specific levels depending on if you're playing 2 players at the same time. So this game actually has a lot of replay value. We're just doing the single player Donald mode. But if you do have this game and you've only played... Oh, well, I only play as Mickey Mouse because I like Mickey Mouse better than Donald. Play it as Donald. It's a bunch of brand new levels that you might never have played, or get a pal over and play the 2-player mode because they are completely different levels. It's pretty cool. Like, I don't know, I didn't expect that. I was very surprised. I was like, playing as Donald, and I was like, I've never seen this place when I was playing earlier. So I had to look it up because I had no idea that this game did that. So that's really, really cool. I can't think of a lot of other games that do like that to that extent, I guess. I mean, obviously there are games where if you choose a different character, you go different paths or something, but also a different path for the 2-player thing. That's pretty cool. I think the game that I can think of that's like super different depending on what you choose is like Seiken Densetsu 3, which has, I think, 6 playable characters. and you choose a party of 3 at the beginning, and you choose a main character who, like, a story revolves around. I really gotta sit down and play Sega Netsu 3. I cannot believe I've never played that game. Anyways, this is this is a pretty traditional hoppy boppy, bumpy jumpy, you know, platforming game, which is fine. This is the kind of game that I really enjoyed when I was a kid. I love platformers. They're just super fun for me. I don't know why. They just always have been something I really enjoy. That's why I'm looking forward to Mario Wonder so much later this year, because like I like traditional platformers, and there's definitely not as many of them as there used to be. I mean, I guess on like Steam you can get a ton of them because of indie games and whatnot, but I don't know. Old school 8 and 16-bit is like where my like love for platformers resides, I guess. Oh, first boss already. This Beater. Pretty easy. Schmuck it. Schmuck it. Schmuck it again. If it's I missed it. It has to be with the cape, not the dust. The dust, like, stuns enemies, but doesn't hurt, and you can't attack the guy when he's behind the webbing. I don't know why. I mean, I get it, it's behind the background, but, like, it's webbing. It's not really that protective. But bosses are, for the most part, pretty easy, except for, like, the last boss is weird. Just basically gotta bum rush him. But you do have a lot of hits. Like, I'm full life right now with 8 hits. It's pretty good. Yay, treasure chest. Can't open it. Well, I'll just leave, I guess. Inside the chest, there is an ancient manuscript describing great magic. If you say the magic word Alakazam and then press any one of the buttons, a flying carpet will appear in a curling carpet. Hold down the jump button to fly. Jump button is not pressed, the carpet will descend. And yeah, you actually have to continuously press it. You don't hold it down. But yeah, I like how you get little spells. This looks like a good time to try out that new magic. You press any button after it says Alakazam and pop. And it's cute. Like, it's not important because that's just... It's not like a secret technique. It's required for the next little area, but it's cute, the idea that narratively... Oh, I want to get the... Ah, damn it, the wind. Narratively, like, Donald was learning a magical spell. That just makes the next level be able to be, you know, completed. But you can't actively, like, go, all right, now I'm going to use this magic. They use that at specific spots in the game. Ooh, you look like a grumpy bird. This is a fun level, and they have really good, like, areas in this game, I find. A couple of them share a few things from the first game. I guess, like, the first level is very foresty, like the first game. This one is pretty nuts, though. You got the air, and now you got, like, the little rapids, and just... You be careful. This is not a hard game. This is actually quite an easy game. But it's, a few one-hit kills, like around here. For example, if you fall in the water, you're basically dead. So, just gotta be careful, but it's nothing difficult. Like, by any means. It's fun. I like it. They did a great job. It's gorgeous, too. This is 92, I believe. So not, like, late in the Genesis. Like, this is, like, mid-Genesis. This looks great. They did a fantastic job. Definitely improved on Castle Illusion. It's like a mixture of Castle Illusion and a little bit of Quackshot. And I think it's only because I'm playing as Donald, I think. But it's very adventurous, like Quackshot was. Like, I could see something like this in Quackshot, but not in Castle Illusion. I love how you're just now you're in the sky again, even though I was just in a cliff side on water. But that's definitely old school platformers back in the day without world maps, you know? Oh, dang. That was dumb of me. Look at the cloud. Oh! Oh, it's funny. it's stuff like that. I always like when they put personality into things like that. Oh, it's a keyboard. It looks like a spinal cord. Ah, damn. Oh, that was close. I didn't know what was gonna happen there. More cliffs. I think with the boss actually already is pretty yeah, pretty simple levels. So I believe that river rafting thing on the leaf, that was the Donald specific level. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's the second act of all of the of all the levels, because there's like 3 acts per level. So a pretty easy boss. Can't hit him right away, so just let him do his thing. Oh, came a little too close to me there. Go away. But pretty simple. That's not 4 hits, so it's not a big deal. Ah, didn't give me that time. One more. I don't even know what these are. They're like Pete the Magic Dragons is. It's Pete and the Magic Dragon, isn't it? I don't know. It looks like the dragon from Pete the Magic Dragon. And new spell inside the chest. There is an ancient manuscript describing great magic. Alakazam. A magical bubble will appear. Call the bubble, hold down that knee. Don't hold down, you jump. Basically, you can swim now. So, big deal, I guess. And use it right here. Here goes nothing. Pap. Great animation in Donald. It's fantastic. So here we got the water level. The all-awesome water level. It's actually not that bad. Looks great, though. That background looks fantastic. But it's pretty simple. Just look around. Look around for things. This area actually was the first time, like when I was playing with Mickey, I couldn't get to a place and I was wondering why. And then when I played with Donald, I realized, oh, there's new areas. Maybe able to get to this place, and I couldn't. I looked it up, and that was the two-player thing. I'll show you what I mean when we get there, because it's weird. Because every other time it's just you go to the transition on the screen, and it just gives you the actor level or scene or whatever of that specific character. But this one, you can actually see the area that you can't get into. It's really weird. Down here, is there anything? Oh, it's just a blue bag. Oh, got me candy, which is life. My life is represented by playing cards, and you fill that up by getting candy. That makes sense. Sure. A pretty simple water area here. You don't have air or anything like that, thank goodness. It's not like the Magical Kingdom or Great Circus Mystery where there's air and the game does a really poor job of explaining that to you. But you can't get really in here. So you gotta get the clam to come and block it. It's a little weird, but it works. And up we go. Up we go. Ah, damn. Be a little bit more careful, Phil. Come here, Clammy. There we go. It's kind of open area. This is like the most open area in the game that I've seen, so. So over here, I think it's over here. Maybe? Oh, you guys look like Cleo from Pinocchio. Yeah, here it is. So here, you'd be like, oh, I'll just duck underneath and go underneath because there's a way to crawl, but you can't get underneath here. Mickey can, weirdly enough. So you need Mickey, and you can pull Donald. It's really weird, but look it up online. There's a long play of it, and I thought the game was a lot longer than it was supposed to be, because it's a pretty short game. But the long play goes through all the areas, and we're not doing that, unfortunately. We're just playing through this with Donald. But it's cool that that area is basically just if you have two players, because Mickey will go underneath and can pull Donald through. Oh, that was close. But yeah, it's a very cool idea. Games back in the day didn't have a lot of replay value. They were just, you beat the game and you were done. Though I've always liked the idea of secret levels and that kind of thing, but... Oh gosh. I love how, like, if you fall in the water, you'll die, but it's like, why would I die? I literally have a magical spell that makes a bubble happen, and I can breathe underwater, and I just came from the water. So why would I die? But, I mean, video game logic, I guess, right? That's just the way it is. So I think, yeah, I think this part was the Donald specific area, because he can't go underneath like Mickey can, so. Inside, we got the ship, which I think, to me, it just reminds me of Little Mermaid. Specifically, like the Ariel, the Little Mermaid video game for Game Gear we played last year, because there's a whole level in the ship. But I don't know why, it just reminds me of that. Yeah, get with me. Turn into shrimp. You swim away even though... Oh yeah, like we're still underwater, but I'm platforming like normal. Just realized that. Careful, careful, careful. Just keep going. Ah, damn you. Yeah. Ah, damn. That was so dumb of me. I have one hit left. Probably gonna die, but that's okay. Ooh, that was close. If I can get a money bag with a... Yes, a candy. Thank you. Here, this place sucks because there's just like... Ooh! Just keep going. Just keep going. Damn. Okay, well, sometimes they go in front of you. I've never liked that areas where it's just like there's spikes or something and you have no, like, is there a pattern? I couldn't tell. But that's okay. We still have 1 hit left. When you die, you pretty much just start at the beginning of whatever the screen transition was. So similar to Kirby games. So if I can make it to the boss, I'll probably die because I only have 1 hit. But then, like, I'll start right there, so it doesn't matter. Careful. Oh, jeez. No, thank you. I don't want to die now, though, because I'm really far into this area. Oh, that's not good. Careful. Oh, okay, no. Good. Yeah, we're fine. Now we're at the boss, I think? Yes, we are. I do like how in the first game, Castle Illusion, the entire place, I guess that's why it's called Castle Illusion. The entire game takes place inside a single castle, and I guess the worlds inside that castle were illusions, so I guess that makes sense. But I like the idea of that. That was kind of cool. This is, and you had specific things you needed to do, because you needed to build a Rainbow Bridge. You had to get basically the Chaos Emeralds. But in this, it really is just a point A to point B story. You just have to get to the boss, and there you go. Which I guess is fine. Get to travel this cool world. I think they did a good job with it. And you shark. You look like the shark from Little Mermaid. Again, Very Little Mermaid, this level. Once he goes down, get away from him. You can't hit him when he's jumping. Can't hit him when he's on the ground, or on the, below, when it's just his fit. You can't hit him. Damn you. Ooh, I'm not doing very good. Careful. Here we go. Ah, damn. Right behind me. Ah, that missed. Oh, I don't know if I'll make this. That's okay. I've got 4 tries. I hated that when I was a kid. I always called them lives, and tries were always weird for me. Oh, there we go. Some people call them guys. Like, I've got 5 guys left. 5 men left. Same thing. Found a manuscript. New spell. You get transported to another box. This one's it's literally just a doorway. I do like how you just start right here, though. And you go, woo! So there's like a fun transition between the levels. And we were just in a goldfish bowl the whole time. So this level is very, very similar to, as you can see, nice, thank you. The tiny level from Castle of Illusion. So I like how they kept that, because that's a fun one. That's always been a fun one. You've shrunk down and now you get to, like, it's like Little Nemo, right? In Little Nemo, Dream Master, where you get to kind of walk around a house, but you're tiny, and it's just fun. That was stupid, man. Yeah, that's always a fun setting. I like the way Mario did it with Giant Land, where just the enemies were huge, but the level itself was still kind of similar. Didn't do enough with that. I'd love to see something like that in Mario Wonder. And watch out for the attacks, but you can go up on this cork board here. I want that hat. That is a 1-up. Nice, there we go. Not that I'll have any problems. Even playing this normally, I never got a game over, so I don't even know if you continue in this. I'm assuming you do, because it's a kid's game. I think my new trick will come in handy now. And then, there we go. So, yeah, it's just doors. Book. It's my favorite book. Book. And here, yay! It's like a pop-up book. Love that sound. And I love how all the enemies... Oh, I just died. I didn't even realize. The enemies and the, like, obstacles, like, it says rock on it, and the wolf is made out of letters that say wolf. It's a cute idea. Really, really imaginative. So this is a new Disney game that just came out. I have no idea what it's called, but you play as Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and Donald. And it's a 4-player platformer. It came out for the Switch. Probably other systems too, but... and apparently it's really good. Oh, what the... Oh yeah, fireworks. That just kills all the enemies on the screen. And yeah, apparently it's really, really, really good. I want to try that. It wouldn't be a for the channel sort of thing, but I should look into it. Play with some friends. And so on that, get the bridge on. If you fall down there, which I have done, I'll just go down here, and that's death. You do have to hit that switch and lower the drawbridge. Get me... Nope, no candies. Thank you for nothing, you jerks. So that was book. And then just get to the stapler so you can get through here. Whee! And now we go. Cookies. I go for some cookies. Boss? No, not yet. Donald looks so upset. I mean, he's Donald, it's sort of his thing, but like, look at his standing animation. His walking is actually not that bad, though. He looks fine. Mickey's walking animation is weird in this game. He looks like he's like super spooked out about everything. It's really, really weird. But in this, like, Donald's run animation is perfect. But yeah, his walking animation is really nonchalant. I kind of like it. Ooh, damn. Looking around. It was great. A lot of personality in the characters. This actually reminds me of a Cuphead level. Ugh, I wanted to play Cuphead for you guys this year, but I do not have time to schedule anymore. This year got away from me. And to be honest, I played a lot of games early. The first 6 months were, well, the first like 5 months were really, really productive. Then I got sick in May, and then it all kind of went downhill a little bit. But that's okay. But I have things planned out basically for the rest of the year. So after this, we'll be playing, after Disney month, we'll be playing through Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Get that going. So that'll be our bigger RPG for the year because we did Dragon Quest earlier. Then a couple more things, obviously. I've got my Virtual Boy game that I want to play pretty soon. It's more a priority than Cuphead. I definitely do want to do Cuphead. I've played through it a couple times. It's such a good game. I haven't played the DLC yet, though. But I really should do that, because that'll be part of the Let's Play as well. Oh, hello! I forget your name. You're from, friggin' Sword in the Stone, though. You're a cheater. You play with Merlin. And you're almost dead already, to be honest, because the bosses are not difficult in this game. Come here. There we go. Easy enough. That was a fun movie, Sword in the Stone. It doesn't really hold up as well as some of the other Disney movies. There's something about it. I grew up with it, so that one's a fun one for me. Oh, what was the spell? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, well, go through the door. Can't go to the cookies. No more cookies. Oh, nice! Oh, that was great. Thank you for the life. In we go. And we're in the... I think we're in the last world now. Or at least close to it. This, so this level, Donald's area is annoying. I wrote it down, just because it's a maze. This may be where I can use my new magic. Oh, it's the card one. Yeah. The card magic that makes bridges and stuff. It's really weird. But yeah, it's a maze, so don't worry, I know where I'm going with it, but it was very frustrating the first time I played through it. I like the chess pieces are pretty much just the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. I mean, this whole level is basically Alice in Wonderland. Another good Disney movie. I like it with the Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck games, because they're not based on, like, specific Disney movies. They reference the other movies, and that's really cool, because it's not really an Alice in Wonderland, like, Super Nintendo game, so or Sega Genesis game, so it's cool to have a reference in the other games like this. It's like how it was always funny, the Aladdin game for the Genesis has a lot of references to various Disney stuff. Like there's a Little Mermaid reference in the dungeon, stuff like that. I just think that's cool, really cool when they do stuff like that. I'm trying to think of like the Disney movies that have like nothing. There's a Snow White game, there's a Pinocchio game, there's a Cinderella game. Oh, here, by the way, whenever you just press the second one, it'll open up here. The other ones, they'll do other things and like make you go to. They're traps basically. Here's the maze. So just follow where I'm going, you'll get out okay. But yeah, okay. So Cinderella has a game. Fantasia has a game. I'm trying to think of the Disney movies that don't have a game. Like Black Cauldron probably has a game. It's probably like a point-and-click adventure game for like an old DOS system or something. But like Oliver and Company probably doesn't have a game. Emperor's New Groove has a game. I've already put it up. Not great, but I liked it because I'm weird. There's a lot of Disney games. Mulan, Hercules, Tarzan, they all have games. I guess stuff like Make Mine Music or whatever, and all of them, like the weird, like war era Disney movies, they don't have games because I mean, they're not really, you know, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But I think parts of those do have like parts of games that have it. I don't know, maybe. trying to think of what else. I mean, there's only 60 friggin' 60-something Disney movies, man. Not many to think about. Peter Pan is a game. Aladdin obviously going to be in the base. Pretty much all the ones from the 90s Renaissance era have games. Treasure Planet? Does Treasure Planet have a game? Love Treasure Planet. I know like no one liked it and it didn't do very well at all, but I liked that game a lot. Right? Yeah, I'm still going the right way. Okay, phew, I was like scared for a second. There we go. This should be it. Even Home on the Range has a game. Oh, we're not done yet. Is this? Oh yeah, we are. This is the end right here. The little arc. There we go. Done. So here we are. This is the last area. And we'll fight the boss. And you'll never guess who the boss is. In a Mickey Mouse game. Though usually Donald doesn't really interact with his character too often. Goofy definitely does. Careful. There we go. It's kind of weird. I was just thinking of that. So, Donald had his own, like, obviously it wasn't really about Donald, but, like, the Ducks had their own little cinematic universe kind of thing with DuckTales. Like, they, you know, Scrooge McDuck, and Donald was technically in the show, Hugh and Louie, and they had all these new characters and stuff. And then they tried to do something with Goofy. It was Goof Troop. Now, it wasn't obviously an action-adventure thing like the way DuckTales was. It was a weird suburban sitcom about Goofy and his son, which worked really well. I think everyone was really happy about Goof Troop. But they didn't really do the same for Mickey Mouse. Like, Mickey has characters. Like, obviously there's Mickey and Minnie, Pluto and Pete and all that. But, like, Mickey has 2 nephews that are, like, never brought back other than, like, I think they were brought in, like, I think they're in Twice Upon a Christmas or something like that. But, like, you don't see them very often. Like, I'm surprised there's not, like, a Mickey Mouse show from the 90s that tried to do something different the way DuckTales, Quack Pack, and Goof Troop did. I guess there was House of Mouse. That was so close, jeez. Yeah, I think there was House of Mouse. I guess that's the closest thing. It's a cavalcade of, like, a bunch of different things, though, so I guess you can't really count it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know all the Disney shows, so there might have been something, but I like to think if it was big and popular the way DuckTales and Goof Troop was, I probably would have heard of it by now. But we're basically nearing the end here. I think this is the last screen before the boss. And I'm dead. That sucks. But I mean, we have so many lives. I still have 7 lives. I've died 3 times, I believe. So, good difficulty for a kid's game, in my opinion. Definitely not like The Lion King. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they released games like that back in the day. And we're like, this is a kid's game. You will die so often. Run, Donald. No, I can't. There's too many card guys. Run! They're really aggressive in this area, but as long as I just keep going, they won't catch up with me. Oh, their shots might. Woo! Good thing you can duck and attack. Definitely makes a difference. Ah, damn you. Still, as long as I get to the next screen, it's okay if I die, because I start at the entrance of a new area. We're basically... Oh, no. Almost there. Yeah, nice candy. Good. Piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. And here we go. And of course, the boss is Pete. You have done well so far, but your adventure ends here. You'll never defeat me. And this boss is... It's not like it's hard, but you just get hit a lot. If you hit the ground, you get hurt. If you hit the ghost, you get hurt. If you hit Pete's face, you get hurt. So I'm basically dead here. Probably not going to make this. No, dead. That's okay. With a little bit more full life, because you don't start with full life, I don't think. Start with 5 hits. That's more than enough. Just smack him in the face a bunch. That's all it is. Yeah, see, his face hurts you. It's so silly. He releases more ghosts the closer to death he is. The platforms start being a lot more wonky. It's actually a pretty cool last boss, but I wish there was another form. Like, this should be a second form, and you should fight him, like, one-on-one as, like, a regular-sized sorcerer. There we go. That's it. Game over. Really, really, really easy game, but fun. I actually really liked it. They did such a good job. There he is. He's so small. And a book. So thank you. I've done enough reading, though. Amazing, no one has ever defeated me. You are a great magician. As I promised, I'll show you my greatest trick, how to escape from my world of illusion. That's your greatest trick? I do think it's funny how Pete's, like, not really a bad... Like, he looks super bad and evil because he's Pete. But then he's just like, you did it. Good job. You may leave. All fun and games, I guess. So yeah, Mickey's walking up. Look how he's like, wow. I guess he's not scared. He's just suspicious. Which I think is fair, I guess. And there's Goofy and Minnie and Huey, Dewey, Louie. I love how at the beginning, like, the cast of characters starring Pluto and Huey, Dewey. And like, yes, this is their one shot. They have like 3 frames of animation. I think, yeah, there's Clarabelle too, I guess, who's not sitting with Goofy. Sometimes they're dating, sometimes they're not. I don't know what the relationship is. Come on, Goofy. Or not Goofy, Donald. Oh no! All that practice. Oh, Pete was in the. I never noticed that originally. Pete's in the bottom right. That's funny. Thank you for playing. Yay! Pew, 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 pew. It's a fun one. I like it. Oh, I'm just wandering through the forest. That forest, it looks gorgeous. A lot of good use of color. Now, there are 2 more illusion games. I forgot what they're called. There's like Legend of Illusion, I think. I think the other one's just called Land of Illusion, something like that. But they are for the, I don't think they're for the Sega Genesis. I think they're for the Game Gear and the Master System. So a bit of a downgrade in terms of graphical prowess, but I mean, it's still cool that there's 4 of them. Even though I'm pretty sure Castle of Illusion is the one that everyone remembers. Like, if that's the big one, I guess. But yeah, that means, you know, if we do a Disney month 2024, then the next one of that. I mean, there's still Magic Quest 3, so gotta get these games out of the way, I guess. It is fun just to dedicate some time to just Disney. There's a lot of Disney games. There's a lot of them. But we're starting to get to the point where all the really good stuff is starting to get out of the way. And it's going to be a lot of the, not that they're bad, just the ones that maybe don't resonate a lot with people the way last year and this year's selections do. That's fine. It's just fun to play games. That's the whole point of the channel. Thanks, Satman. Yeah, there we go. That was World of Illusion. Sorry, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I really enjoyed this one. This was fun. But I'm Phil Mike's. See you guys next level. Oh, there's still the end. Aww. Okay, bye. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this episode, click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to know when the next episode is up. If you want to support my channel, share some videos with some friends and consider supporting me on Patreon.